So hello guys, so I'm showing you this video on how do you like finger trick, how do I finger trick my cube solves. Basically for this video I'll be like more over talking about only one scramble and how I think during this solve and how how I finger trick and how I'm ready with my first moves or my full self from one looking the solve, depends on that. So I'll be showing with both the cubes, the wingy and the iron, as these two are the main contenders in the, I would say, in this cube world. So I'll be starting with the iron first. So the scramble will be in the description. Just follow along and just basically I would say more of following along. Just understand the video first, how I do it, and then you try by yourself. Just scramble the cube and try with me. Yeah. So the first scramble, how beginners and of course people who are 6 second or 5 second or 8 seconds or whatever for sub 10, who are sub 4, they may not do this mistake, but for all of them I've seen a lot of times people doing this mistake, which is like they keep the cube on the timer and they hold the cube and then they're like this, and they like insert this and keep this down. So that's not bad, but I would say that is very bad. So how some people would do, others would do is like they would just keep this up here, then they would insert this, and then they would do this, keep this down. So this is bad. What you guys can do basically is, I'll show you. You guys can just like pick it up like that and just do like. So I'll show you how I did that and how I'll be thinking during this solve. So yeah, so basically I would just like start with the timer or whatever. So just like think I have a timer here, so I'll just keep my hands here and I'll pick up the cube. While picking up the cube, before like doing the inspection, I would just plan how will I keep my cube, what's my leg and what's my last leg, all that stuff. The main point is how you pick up the cube and how you start your solve, because the first or second decides the whole solve. If you have a locky, like if you have like you're holding the cube and solve this layer, you will hold the cube, then adjust your hands, then solve this. Instead I would just like take this up and then you would solve that. So that just depends on how you plan your first layer and go towards the last layer. So how I would do is I would just how I would plan is like I will just keep my timer here, and I know that my first move is going to be with this finger. I'll be using my thumb and my first finger, my index finger, for my next few moves, and for my other moves basically I'll be using my forehand of course. But to start this solve you gotta know how you start it. So I'll just hold the cube, my this finger do the first work, but these two fingers are going to do the second thing, bring this down, then my this finger is ready for the next move, and then inserting this, and I'm bringing my fingers here. I'm using my thumb to push this down and do my last layer. So yeah, so I would just pick up the cube, use my, I'll show you once again. Just pick up my cube and my first move is this, second is these two, using these two, and then third is this. Bring my fingers here or just like keep it here and push through my this thumb. I'm showing with Ayan, say with wingy. Same for that. I'll be using my this finger ready. That then my this finger is ready for the next move. I'll be using this. You see my fingers are with both the swords. So first with the Aoyan. So I'll be like gripping the cube, like how I hold the cube is like this. Or I would just hold the cube like this. Depends on the situation. Like for this, I'll be holding the cube like this, cause I know that I'll be starting my solve. Have to bring this up. And I can just do that. And so I'll be doing this. Depends on how I get paid. Basically, my first move is this. Second move is with these two fingers. Third move is with this. I'll be just holding the cube like this. You see my fingers like going back. This finger going back. I'm ready for my next move. I use my this finger a lot. Bring my fingers down, and you see my hand is shifting down for the next move. Whatever, yeah. Same for this. I'm planning my solve through going like that. Going like this, and you see my fingers coming back to the place. And then I saw why these two, so I'm just shifting here. Whatever, I'll just go like that. And then I'm using my, see my hands shifting, just like watch my hands shifting. Just rewind and see my hands. Finger uses that.